Hi guys, so what I've got here is something I picked up from the charity shop recently, and that is this game called Invader from Space from Grandstand Electronics in 1980. I paid £15 for this in the charity shop, which I think is a very good price, especially as it's working really well. And one of the reasons I even knew what it was at all, because of my pal Alan, so Alan Mainmeister, he has done a video on this game, Invader from Space. But his game at the time was not working 100%. This one I think is working a lot better. So I thought I'd do a little feature of it. I'll link to his video. It'll be in the description below. So what we'll do is we'll fire it up. So it's got a power button here. So this display is it's not an LCD. It's a VFD, a vacuum fluorescent display. So if we just start it, I'll just tell you a bit about it while we're playing. So you have this level, you can choose the level here. So if we press start, we can move our ship at the bottom here and fire our laser. So as I said, this is a vacuum fluorescent display, and it's a bit like a CRT. The kind of technology is basically the same. So in a CRT, you have an electron gun, which fires electrons at the phosphors that are on the back of the screen of your CRT monitor. Whereas this works by a similar principle in terms of electrons hitting a phosphor. But now, rather than having an electron gun, it's a kind of voltage gradient across an anode and a cathode. And then I got hit there. You see, this is very loud. And so by putting a voltage difference across the anode and cathode in a vacuum, when those electrons hit the phosphor, they then emit a fluorescence. So that's that kind of so that's what it means by kind of vacuum fluorescent display. It's electrons hitting a phosphor in a vacuum. And so the nice thing about just wait for the beeping, it's so loud. The nice thing about the VFD display is it's very bright. It has really good contrast. So, early LCD games, especially those that, don't have any backlight, which many of them didn't early on, you have to be in a lit room, and even then it's kind of faint. It doesn't give a great effect. Whereas here we've got very, very bright, they're not sprites, but bright characters, different colors, great contrast. You can play this in the dark and it will look really good. And so the technology here is pretty nice. It's and the game itself plays pretty well too. I mean, it's obviously a Space Invaders. We've died there. It's obviously a Space Invaders clone. I mean, this is 1980. Space Invaders came out in 1978. Space Invaders was extremely popular, so I think that's the end of the game. And so everyone was really cashing in on Space Invaders after its release. And although Space Invaders was hugely popular, personally, I don't feel like it holds up very well. And actually, in some ways, I'm enjoying playing this game more than Space Invaders itself. As I say, it plays pretty well. It's got the same feature that you can only have one bullet on screen at a time. We've got the alien flying across the top. I think that's the level complete there. The UFO flies across the top, which you get a bonus for when you hit. The whole game basically pauses and makes a lot of noise and flashes at you. But yeah, the aliens make their way down the screen. You've got the different colours. The bullets, actually kind of move quite smoothly, which is quite a nice effect. Quite a nice effect too. So this game has a few different difficulties. When we started, you had the option to choose a level, and we're just playing on 1, the easiest. And actually, the game's not that, especially with a game that works properly. The game's not that difficult on the lowest difficulty. There we go. So we cleared another level. So yeah, within the first couple of plays of this, I maxed out the score, which goes up to 1,000 basically, because it's only got three characters. But as someone who has, you know, no recollection of these sorts of games, I mean, I was born in 1986, so you know, I wasn't looking in the Argos catalogue and seeing these, or looking in shop windows and seeing them. But as part of history of gaming, at something which was a more accessible price point, albeit very limited. You know, these had a significant role there. There, we're going to take out the last one. And so I'm sure many people, I mean Alan included, has fond memories of these, and I can see why. As I say, it plays pretty well. And actually, I was expecting it to be a lot worse. I had a few LCD games when I was young. They were very much the kind of monochrome type games, and you know, I've got little desire to return to any of those. Whereas this, you know, the screen is very different to those LCD games. It's much brighter. You know, I can see the appeal. I think in terms of having this on the shelf, especially, you know, if you have, you know, guests come visit, and as a curiosity, I think it's a really nice thing to have. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this little look at this very much part of the history of video games and handhelds, with a technology here that pretty much died. You know, after the 90s, I guess. This was no longer used. There were cars using this in the displays, particularly because of that, you know, brightness and the good contrast. But it needs that voltage. So this game uses 4 AA batteries to get 6 volts, which is what it needs to run the display. So yeah, I'm probably not going to feature any more of these because I don't plan on particularly collecting them. You know, only if I find them by chance in, say, the charity shop. But I thought it was a fun thing to look at. So yeah, you guys stay safe, and I'll catch you soon.